Hello friends, you are watching C programming tutorial classes brought to you by Pro Training. And the topics for this class are the last type of loop, that is for loop, and we'll work out some example programs to demonstrate the for loop. First we'll understand how for loop works. For loop also executes a set of statements repeatedly until the given condition remains true. Here also, as we did in the last two kinds of loops, uh, as long as the condition remains true, it goes on executing the block code repeatedly. The for structure consists of three essential parts. One is variable initialization, second condition, and the third one variable update, or where we increment or decrement the for variable. So there are three parts in the for loop which are very important, and we'll combine all three together in the single statement like this. As you can see in the screen here, in the first statement where we put the keyword first, followed by inside the parenthesis, we'll be having the three different parts of the for loop. First is the variable initialization. Here, before the semicolon, we will initialize a variable with some value. And here the base condition is given to check every time before executing this code block. And this variable will be updated here every time after one iteration gets over, right? Either it is incremented or decremented in this part. First the variable gets initialized here and the condition is checked in the second place. First this will take place, and second the condition is checked, and at third place the code block is executed. In the fourth place the variable gets updated here, and again the condition checked against the variable. If the condition remains true, compiler enters into the loop and executes it for one more time, and it repeats and repeats again until the condition remains true. And friends, in this program I'll be demonstrating the for loop where we are going to print the same statement for 10 times, this time using the for loop, right? So for that, first I'll explain the for structure. So this is how it looks like. So this is the basic syntax of for loop. So the first place is for variable initialization, second is the condition, and at the third either the variable gets incremented or decremented here, right? So to check and update the variable, I must have it first. So first I'll go and declare it. So okay, I got the variable of integer type, and inside here, so this is the actual loop. I will have the printing statement, welcome to Pro Training, right? So why in the while loop, if you remember, in the while loop or do while loop, we have the condition at the beginning or at the end. Beginning in the case of while loop, at the end in the case of do while loop, and inside the loop we have the variable incrementation. But here it doesn't happen like that. So in the for statement only, we'll be having all three together. First we'll initialize the variable here, that is I equals to say 1. So here I've initialized the variable. So the condition is checked here. So I will give the logical condition here. As long as I remains less than or equal to 10, this loop is going to be executed. And every time I is going to increment itself by 1. So this will be used for incrementation, right? So first I is initialized with 1 and checks for the condition. If 1 is less than or equal to 10, then the compiler executes this statement and comes back here to increment its value. So let's go and run this program. So yes, we successfully got the output. Right, so if I want to print it for 20 times, control F9. So remember friends, it all depends on the value that you're going to initialize here and the limit you give in the second part, right? So this is the limit until where this loop is going to be executed, right? So this is the starting point, you can say, and this is the end point. Between that, this incrementation happens, so it brings the value from this to this, right? So this is how the for loop works. So let's try this. So let's use the for loop for printing a number series, right? So we'll print the number from 1 to say 10. So this is very simple. The loop remains the same. The loop remains the same. Just change the limit and go and print the I value. That's it. %d comma I, control F9. So that's it. So you can change the limit up to what number you want to print the I value, right? So if I want to say, suppose I want the numbers, the even numbers until 10. So just have the condition to check for the evenness of number, right? If I mod 2 equals to 0, then print that number. That's it. Very simple, right? Control F9. Yes, we got that. If I want only the odd numbers, just change this to not equals. We'll get the only odd numbers, right? So this is how we can achieve. Let's say suppose I want the multiplication table. 1 is 2, 2 twos are 4, 2 threes are 6. So like that I want the multiplication here. For that I'm going to make use of 3 variables. First I'll erase this part. I don't need this anymore. Okay. So I will hold the variable from 1 to 10 and one part for constant value which will be stored here. Say a equals to 2. If I want to print the multiplication table for number 2, I'll store the value 2 in the variable a and one more for product, right? So first inside here, before printing the multiplication table, I should have the product stored in some variable, right? So that is what I'm going to do now. So prod equals to I multiplied with a, right? So I changes its value every time, but a remains same. A remains 2 every time. 1 into 2, 2 into 2, 3 into 2. This happens every time. Prod control F9. Yes, I got the multiplication table. Not exactly the table, only the product, right? Let's go and print the same pattern what we have in the books. So say suppose %d x %d equals to %d, right? So this is the pattern, right? In the first place 2 comes here in the first place and the variable comes in this place and the product here, right? So first I have to have the constant a comma I comma product. Control F9. Yeah, we got it. 2 into 1, 2, 2 into 2, 4, 2 into 3, 6. Likewise, I can achieve the multiplication table of any number. Say, so I just change the number to 3 here. Control F9. So I got the multiplication table for 3. So let us change this to 10. Control F9. So that's what we got. So this is how we can achieve the multiplication table. Well friends, that's it for the class. Subscribe to our channel on YouTube, like our page on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and join our group on LinkedIn. Thank you.